Good morning, I'm Catherine Logan, broadcasting to you today from the GBTA conference in Hamburg. And joining me is Sebastien Guyot, SVP Global Sales and Commercial Partnerships for Air France KLM. Sebastien, thanks for joining us here today.
My pleasure. Good to be here, Catherine.
Well, we're here in Hamburg. It's a packed conference. The pandemic is clearly in the rearview mirror. So what is Air France KLM especially doing towards corporate travellers?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking this question. So, indeed, the pandemic is far away now. To start with, we have the network, and we have 95% of the network back. That helps the corporate traveller to find their path. But we did invest on this post-pandemic on 4 pillars for the corporate, dedicated for the corporate. 4. The first one is really make sure that we are more sustainable. It's key. I think it has been everywhere in GBTA yesterday, and it's really key for us. It's a top priority. So how do we do that? First of all, we order some new planes, because new planes mean between 15 and 25 less CO2 than the previous generation. We do also eco-piloting. That is, we pilot safely in order to make sure that we consume less CO2, and we do a lot with SAF. SAF is important for us because this is a concrete solution for the corporate in order to be more sustainable. So, with all these measures that materialize by one figure, it's 68% of our aircraft will be new generation, that is to say less CO2 in 2028. The second thing, after more sustainable, is more comfortable. Passenger, when they travel, they want even more comfort than pre-pandemic. How do we do that? New aircraft, new cabin, new product for Air France, for KLM, new lounges to make sure that it's more comfort at the end of the day. Third pillar is more personalized. We want not only a fare, but we want a fare with a customer experience. This is why we're investing in NDC, to have more freedom for our content. And the fourth pillar is more efficient. We want to be more efficient at, for example, at the airport, that the corporate customer can gain some time, can have Wi-Fi on board, but also can make sure that they can board before the rest of the passenger, because they will be in zone 3. Okay. So you see a lot of investments from Air France KLM on corporate.
Lots of exciting stuff, and I'd love to dive into a couple of those areas. So in terms of SAF, how is SAF and your corporate SAF program being taken up by the global market?
Yeah, good question. SAF corporate program is key for us. We are discussing a hell of a lot with the corporate. When you have 10 visits with corporates, 8 of the visits we speak about SAF. So it's really the day-to-day life of our sales force to discuss about SAF. What do we propose? We have a roadmap on SAF, which is quite important. We want to have 10% SAF by 2030. We are SBTI, and we want to do it with the customer. Why? Because the cost of a SAF is 4 to 8 times more important than kerosene, and we want to be leader on this. Just to give you one figure, when you take the total consumption of SAF, in 2022, 17% were bought by Air France KLM. When we compare with how much we buy in kerosene, 3% of the kerosene worldwide is bought by Air France KLM, 17% on SAF. So it's really key, and we have a strong corporate SAF program with many big accounts already.
Wow, that's really impressive. You also mentioned distribution and NDC. It's strange to call it new distribution capability. 10 years on.
Yes, but that's true. Let's still call it new.
Yeah, but what is the future of distribution around NDC?
Yeah, good point.
For Air France KLM?
NDC is key for us. It's part of our strategy of distribution. So we started with easy bookings, like the leisure bookings with OTA, for example. Totally today, one booking over 4 of the travel agency is done with NDC. But when we go to OTA, so online travel agency, it's close to 8 or 9 booking over 10, which are NDC. So NDC is working. The big question is the next step to business model. So we're working hard with the ecosystem being the GDS, who are building also some solution on NDC, with the TMC, which is important, and we are with the leaders every week calling to know how we can make some pilots with some corporates and with the SBT. So we see some first bookings on the industrial mode with some TMC, and we keep on building our learning curve on more complex booking, that's to say the one of the corporate. So we started with simple bookings, and now we are dealing with complex booking. This is NDC roadmap. The idea is to bring some value to the customer, that's to say more price points, but also more benefits.
Wonderful. Well, with that, Sebastien, thank you so much for joining us here today at the broadcast studio.
Thank you, Catherine. Looking forward.
I'm Catherine Logan, broadcasting to you today from GBTA Conference in Hamburg. Thank you.
Thank you.